Mika Immonen, the keen ice hockey fan from Finland, getting it on. Here's the lag. It's a race to 8. The winner of the lag will break first, and it looks like Finland have won that one.
Always nice, though, when two buddies face off here because, Nick, bragging rights are on the line. And
first rack.
You see that an awful lot.
Winner breaks.
As they said, they meet a lot on the Euro Tour. But Mika's going to be kicking things off. Former world champion slots one in off the break. And I don't know whether or not this too passes. He's just had a real good look.
Well, you talk about bragging from Mika as we take another look at the break. A couple of balls go down. There goes the one. So as you say, he's taking a look and considering his options. But Mika's been doing a bit of bragging with you, Jim, suggesting that Finland may beat Canada in the forthcoming Ice Hockey World Cup.
Well, I know Canada's favorite to get to the finals. I don't know about Finland. We're good. Canada's a great country. Anything on ice, you know, frozen ponds and whatnot, we're terrific. Says a lot about our country.
No, it wouldn't pass, so he's had to head for the hills and won't be happy with that at all.
Yeah, I think he intended a little thicker contact on the 8. He certainly was trying to snooker Marcus behind the pink 4, but just overhit that a little. Well, I think, anyway, I would assume, unless he actually tried to make that and just clipped the 8. But the speed that he played at, he was nowhere near what he intended, if he intended. Now, he was trying to pocket that one, Nick. Tried to get that one right between the 4 and the 8. But he's pretty happy to see that 2 isn't plopped up easy for Marcus.
Has to play safe as well, and he just gets himself nicely jammed up behind the 9, and he's got the 2 ball covered as well. I mean, that is as good a snooker as you can play. You've got both object ball and contact ball on the rails with lots of traffic between them.
That was a great shot because he was bridging right over top those colors too. And Mika, I don't know whether he can get to that left-hand cushion. That would be the easy escape route. Going from the right side, there's an outside chance he could pocket this too if he hits it well. But he wants to clip just in front of the side pocket, lower side as we look, and a lot of left-hand spin. He could pocket this if he hits it good.
Just like that.
Well, that wasn't expected, but he'll certainly accept this, and now it's just laid the foundation for the opening rack because all the hard work, because this one's just unfolded like a flower for Mika.
Engrossed fans, as they have been throughout this tournament. 16 tremendous 9-ball players. Not a weak link amongst them. And we've been treated to some terrific first-round matches. And I don't know about you, Jim. I can't wait for the semis and the quarters and the finals. And as for predicting who's going to be there, well, that's anybody's guess.
The only thing for certain is we're going to have a new champion. Tony Drago was sent packing in the opening round by our newly crowned Challenge of Champions winner, Thomas Engert from Germany. But yeah, absolutely, Nick. The quarterfinals right around the corner.
The winner of this one will play Niels Feyen, who rather disheartened a very strong Filipino crowd by beating Efren Reyes in the last round. And first blood is going to be drawn by the Finn.
Deposits the 9 to confirm that, Nick, and Mika Immonen 1-0 over Marcus Chamat. A great shot on the 2, carving the way for victory in that rack.
And the format of this competition, for anybody who may be new to it, it's not alternate breaks, it's winner stays on. So as we saw in one match earlier, as you know, Jim, when Marlon Manalo of the Philippines took on Torsten Homan, Homan just got red hot, was breaking beautifully, and after being level at 2 apiece, I don't think Manalo got back to the table. That's how cruel this game can be.
Yes, the winner break format, especially at this level when you've got caliber of players such as the Masters has here. These guys are fully capable of knocking in 4 or 5 racks on the spin as easily as one. It just depends how well they're breaking. So let's watch and see how they go for Immonen here.
Well, there we are then. Just as we start talking about guys being able to stay at the table for as long as they want, we get a dry break. He'll blame you for that one.
The old commentator's curse. Standard procedure when you want to stop a horse dead in its tracks.
Never fails, does it?
Now Marcus does have a very thin cut on the 1 here. Long distance between the cue ball and the object ball. And position to the 2 would not be assured. But you still feel that he'll take the aggressive path, if for no other reason, because playing safe isn't easy on this shot.
Now, where's that ball going to end up?
Well, that looked like a pretty nice touch on the 9, and it could well have availed him position to the 2. Don't know if that one was quite as good. It's going to be a very acute angle, this 3 into the side pocket now. He's bumped the 4. Sorry, Nick.
I was going to say, it's that old story, isn't it, Jim? Anytime you get that extra contact with the balls, 9 times out of 10, that's usually bad.
Absolutely. A lot of the times the players of Charlie Williams look alike, the guy nearest to your camera, but he's wearing an orange shirt, and I know Charlie hasn't moved from Florida.
Just behind that guy, Johnny Archer, in the crowd watching the American former world champion, who was disposed of by Luke Salvas, the Canadian, in the first round. Well, he's nailed that one.
Oh, that was a good shot, as I said, into a very tight angle, that side pocket. And this is the key shot. He's going to want to draw this off that left-hand side cushion, near where his hand was on the right-hand side, and get it close to the top cushion as we look. And now, Marcus Chamat should be seeing his first rack get slotted on his side of the score sheet. They call him Napoleon, and what a fighter he is. Well-traveled, too.
Well, I don't call him Napoleon because he wants to rule the world, although, of course, he would love to be a world champion. It's a reference to his size, or lack of it. He's one of the very few people in this game that Jim White can look down on.
Especially when I'm standing in a chair. At 29 years of age, and he spent a lot of time in North America playing in events over there. Doesn't back down from anyone, this guy. And I'll tell you what, he plays a pretty mean game of tennis as well.
Well, Napoleon is on the march. Just like that, he's leveled it up. It's a race to 8. Early days, 1 apiece.
Rack 5, Mika imminent to break, 2-2.
Referee Nigel Rees from Glamorgan, South Wales, gets the action restarted. Mika, who at one point I'm sure was thinking he's going to be 3-1 down here. But then Chamat with that safety shot he'll still be disappointed about. Let him in. Mika's back on. Nice break. He's got 2 down. But where's that cue ball going to end up?
You'd rather it have finished where it was before the 5 made contact. I think he got the 1 off the break into the side, and he would have had a real nice bank shot at the 2 until the 5 knocked it out of position. He's got 2 choices here. Into the side pocket, which would give him position to the 3, near the middle of the table, bottom of your picture, or safety. And I have a feeling that Mika tried to make that into the corner pocket, and you know something, Nick? That 2 ball never even threatened the top corner.
No, it didn't, did it?
That scowl on Marcus's face. It's funny. You see him away from the pool table, and he's got a smile glued to his face. You can't get it off. And when he's at the pool table, it's all business, and it's almost like he forces himself not to be a happy-go-lucky guy. Now, Marcus with a choice. I think he'll probably take the bank on here if he can get the cue ball out of the way. This is all about avoiding the double kiss, and I think this is on.
Well, is he going to get the second prize? No.
He would have had a good shot at the 3.
With that 5 ball sitting over the bottom right-hand pocket as well as there's definite options for the for a combination as well. Even if the shot doesn't go, if you can get the cue ball down there towards that 5 ball, that'll go any time.
But this is tough. There's no easy safety here. Mika tried to bank that onto the 4. And if he gets away with this, he can count himself lucky.
Oh, we'll be happy.
Yeah, a wry grin as he leaves the table. He knows he got away with one there. And Marcus, unless that 2 is lined up to the pink 4 at the bottom of your picture for a combination, and he eyed it up initially. His only choice is to fine clip this, and he's going to be putting all his eggs in one basket with this shot, but he's going to fine clip it on the right-hand side as we look and take the cue ball off that right-hand side cushion and try and duck it in behind those 2 colors that you see the bottom of your picture. And he's just overhit that. That was all about the speed of the cue ball. A rather auspicious start to rack 5, wouldn't you say?
It's not exaggerating to say we could be watching one of the key racks of this match. Race to 8 is a sprint, and they're both made solid starts, and that could be the breakthrough.
Well, that's a great shot from Mika, and he has landed perfect to knock the 3 onto the 5. And he'll probably want to keep the 3 there. If he plays it inside, I was going to say if he played it inside the 5, he would have got them both. But leaving the 3 there, he'll be able to virtually place that cue ball anywhere he wants to on the 4. The 6, next ball after, is at the same end of the table, so this should be 3-2 to Immonen. I remember when Mika won the World Championship in Cardiff 3 years ago, beat Ralph Souquet in the final. What a performance that year. He listed his goals as wanting to win the world title before he turned 30, and he got that by 1 year, just under the belt before his 30th birthday. But he's a very talented young man. 9 down. Immonen 3-2 in front of Chamat. And you secured the break off in rack number 6.
Well, the question now is, can he put two together? Because nobody's managed to establish any daylight yet. And, he just had a little word with Nigel Rees there. I'm assuming it's something to do with the racking.
Well, that's right, Nick. Just that word with Nigel Rees. And
Rack 6.
Mika hasn't enjoyed a lot of success off the break in this
2.
match, and I think he just wants to make sure that he's getting them tight. He wants a good rack, and it never hurts just to remind the ref, just give me a good one. Take your time. And let's see if it works.
Well, it did that time, didn't it? That 9's hovering. Oh, he's got 3 down.
And he's got a long open shot at the pink 4. This might be the most difficult one he looks at in this rack. 3-2.
Well, whatever he did say to Nigel Rees, if it was about the racking, you can thank the ref for that one. These players want what they call a frozen rack. Every single ball in contact with the others. No daylight. If you get that and they break well, you should have a wing ball going in every time. And ideally the 9 stays on its spot, which didn't happen on that occasion. And the hard work done here already, it would seem.
He's got an angle here on the 5. He just slightly overran what would have been ideal position because the 6 is at the bottom of the table, just to the left of where he's bridging. So you want to take this into the 8 and hold position for the 6. Nicely played there. And obviously the 7's going to have a generous pocket just because of where the 9 is situated near the bottom left. But even though they might look easy, that's when you've got to dig in just a little more because it's the easy ones that can be so punishing if you miss one of those. But this is how important a good break-off was.
So much of a rack and 9 ball is won and lost on the break. That was a terrific break from Immonen. And the balls just went down in order for him. Nothing difficult there. 4-2.
The break laid the foundation for the lead that Immonen now enjoys.
You mentioned Mika being a former world champion. As we take a look at some of the shots from that last rack, which went pretty quickly and in Immonen's favour. But I've just been counting up, Jim. We've got 6 either current or former world champions in this group of 16. We've got a beaten world championship finalist. We've got a former snooker world champion. And the other 8 ain't bad either.
Every year, this event very high on all these players' list of priorities. It's, being crowned the Whirlpool Masters champion is quite a jewel in their crown. Just ask Tony Drago. And my apologies to Drago if I am
leading 4 racks to 2.
Remiss, but I don't ever remember him winning anything of note in snooker. He obviously was a very accomplished, or is a very accomplished snooker player, but I don't think he ever won a tournament. Well, was the defending champion in this, but he won't be defending it successfully as Immonen breaks off. And well, whatever he said to Nigel Rees, it worked.
And look at where he's left that 1 ball.
And this isn't going to take long. He's got the 1 to the 3, and then it's going to be a 5-9 combination over and out. Already 4-2 in front. In about 30 seconds, this one's going to be in the books. That's where he wants to leave the cue ball, and the 5-9 will be waiting.
So you see that angle, it's not straightforward, but boy, he made it look easy, didn't he? Just like that. It's a 3-rack lead to Mika. Well, 5-2 to Mika Immonen. It was 2 apiece.
Rack 7, Mika Immonen to break. Leading 4 racks to 2.
But then Mika working some terrific breaking.
5 racks to 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, our referee Nigel Reese, you were right, Nick, and Mika corrected Reese.
I seem to remember Michaela Tabb, our other referee, making a mistake earlier as well. It's 1 apiece on the referees. They're human too.
Well, the key shot will be coming right here. He's got a long, just off straight 1 ball. One of the last balls rolling, the pink 4 found its way into the side pocket. But the key shot will be the first one that confronts Mika. Already 5-2 in front. And he's hit this one nice. You can see the 3 up near the top left. Boy, he's really playing well. He's starting to get the speed of the table. He's obviously enjoying a lot of success on the break now, and that was something that early on in this match, he couldn't buy a ball off the break.
Just nudge the brown out of the way. And now it looks like ducks in a row for him.
This is just what top players like to see. When they break the balls, they like to see a nice spread. Everything in the open so that it's just nothing more than keeping the cue ball under control.
Well, this is uncanny in the way it's reflecting that Torsten Homan Marlon Manalo match of earlier. That was 2 apiece. And then Homan went to the table and never got off it again. This one was 2 apiece. And Mika has not played a bad shot since.
He's left himself a nice angle here, too, to just slide the cue ball towards the other side of the table for the 8. Oh!
The old commentator's curse again. Not played a bad shot since. And then he misses one he really should have made.
Well, he can't believe it.
No, I don't think anybody else can.
And that is nothing more. That was just flat-out carelessness. He just got down, already gave himself that ball, and just didn't give it another look. And sometimes when you do start taking the shots for granted, and again, assuming that he didn't get a kick or anything on that, and it didn't look like it, but Mika will be suffering after that one. And when it looked like 6-2 was a virtual certainty, and what's more is he's left a 7-8 combination for Marcus.
What was it Johnny Archer said? It's the easy ones that kill you.
Every time. But what a difference the scoreline's going to be. What should have been 6-2, if Marcus can get this and get to 5-3, well, this match will have a heartbeat.
Well, he had to have that. An unexpected opportunity, and he's jumped in. He's thinking twice about this brown, isn't he? Treating it with great respect.
Well, he also understands the importance of winning this rack, given the way that he's going to have got there. Nine down, and Chamat comes back and snatches victory from the jaws of defeat, and due in most part to a very lazy shot from Mika Immonen. A missed 7 that will be burned into Immonen's memory banks.
It was almost too easy for him, wasn't it, Jim? It's just as you say, he was already thinking of the next shot, didn't take care of business, and boy has he paid. And suddenly, just like that, it is now game on. 5-3, and the Swede to break. Nigel Reese taking his time with the racking again, you'll see.
Well, and he gave Mika a good rack every time. Mika just had a quick word with him, so he just wants to make sure that he's doing the very same thing for Marcus Chamat. That just tells me the table must not be racking that well for Nigel to be taking that long.
Rack
Marcus
Chamat to break.
at
33 racks
5-3.
to 5.
Who's to say, Nick? A couple good breaks for him, and he'll be right back in it. But let's watch for that wing ball. Bottom right of our picture.
The wing ball did not drop. Is anything else going to go? Yes. The pink 4 went, and he's got a look at a long one top right.
It's not going to be the easiest shot, as he's going to be bridging right over top the 8. But he's got the 2 over the left side. So if he gets this, every chance to try and go on and win the rack.
I'm going to get you one of those. I think you look good in it.
I lent that one to him.
Oh, that didn't look good from Marcus. Now, he can't afford that. He's got very lucky.
Well, you can say that again. Just nothing easy about that shot. But again, Marcus would have expected to get it. But that cue ball has wedged itself up behind the 2. Mika just having a look to see if a path to the 1 is available from that right-hand cushion between the 7 and the 8. The shot looks tough even from the box. No, he tried to go top side of the 7. I thought where he was holding his cue, he was going to have to try and go between the 7 and the 8. But either way, there just wasn't a lot of that 1 poking out. And you see from our overhead camera, he was a good 8 inches above that 1. That 7 might well have been in his path. The shot might not have been on.
It was tough to see what was on there for Mika, wasn't it? Absolute murderous snooker he was in. Chamat got very lucky, though. You don't expect to see misses like that miss on the 1 top right from players of this caliber very often. Chamat can thank the pool gods that they helped him out.
Well, there's very few matches, and certainly even events, for that matter, that the players can't look back and say, well, I got a bit of a break there, or I got lucky there, and they go on to win the tournament. It's just the nature of the game. You play as well as you can and just hope that everything runs true to form. Look out. Oh. Well, that was a lot closer to the side pocket than Marcus needed to be there.
Do they have 9 lives, these guys? Because Marcus has just used 2 of them up right here.
And he's a lot straighter on this 6. You can see the 7 just below the cue ball. Marcus would have liked to have been able to play that 7 to the bottom right corner. What he might have to do now, Nick, is draw the cue ball straight back and just get close to that 7 for either the left side or the top left corner. Unless he tries to force this and give himself some angle. Well, he just cheated the pocket. He's still going to play it bottom right. It's into what we call a blind pocket. His line of vision is going to be looking away from the pocket. These are the type of shots that are just purely memory.
Contact with another ball on the table is invariably bad.
Well, I guarantee you he'll remember that one. And also, the nature of this game is such that when things start to go wrong, it just tends to get compounded. Running the cue ball into the 9, as you said, that was always going to be an equation for disaster. And the 9, in the end, falls to the fin. Immonen 6-3. Wants 2 more racks for a place in the quarterfinals.
Ugly rack, that one, for Marcus Chamat. He played 2 poor shots before he went in off anyway. That's a rack he'll want to forget, and it could be the rack where he lost the match.
Rack 10, Mika Immonen to break, leading 6 racks to 3.
Yeah, it's always easy. Hindsight's 20/20, but I think Marcus would have been better advised to draw that cue ball closer to the 7 the last rack, but it's in the books now. Immonen 6-3. Breaks off. Doesn't mind seeing where the 2 finished, but he'd love to move that cue ball a couple inches either way.
Yes, it's making the cueing action very difficult, isn't it? Right over the top of that 4.
Yeah, this is all about cueing, a real test of Immonen's fundamentals right here. It's just about delivering that cue accurately through that cue ball. He's got to be careful not to touch that pink 4.
Yeah, it was the pink 4 that made that one the problem.
And if this is dead straight, as we see Immonen's action again, he struck that pretty well, just didn't quite cut the 2 enough. It's not going to be easy for Marcus to get from the 2 to the 3. Unless there's a 3-5-9 combination there. He'd like to be able to get that to the left-hand side of the table to play the 3 into the bottom right, but if it's not there, then he's got no choice but to look at the 3-5-9. And if he wants to do that, then he'll want to draw that cue ball right back very close to the spot it's in now. Oh, he cheated the pocket. He had a bit of angle there, Nick. When we got right behind him, you could see that he could force that into the right-hand side of that corner and allow himself the opportunity to play this 3. You know, watch the 5. It's going to be heading toward the 9 here anyway. And actually pocketed the 5 past the 9. That was just insurance.
Isn't this just what Marcus needed after the troubles and the struggles of that last rack?
Neither one of these two waste any time. They just get down and get on with business.
(6-4). It's still a match. Marcus trying to make a comeback. Well, Marcus
Rack
again will
11,
be hoping for a
Marcus
good break.
Chamat to break, trailing 4 racks to 6.
Well, if he gets the measure of it, in his mind, he's not out of this match at all. There's the wing ball. And the 9. And the 1. The full house for Chamat there. And just like that, 6-5.
Our first golden break at the tournament. It's come at a perfect time for Marcus Chamat. He's pulled to within 1. Now, something will have pushed that 9 ball down there. It'll be interesting to see what happened here. Let's keep our eyes open, see if we can see it. It's not going anywhere there, but oh, look, the pink's come along and said, there you go. And the 1's a good measure as well. Get a better angle on that pink now. The pink cannon's off the brown, gives it a little shove. Says, there you go, Marcus. You've been having a tough time. There's an easy one for you.
Well, if he can repeat that, Chamat will be able to bottle that break. He can sell that all over the world, that puppy. As they say in the States, Nick, that dog will hunt.
Rack 12, Marcus Chamat to break. Trading 5 racks to 6.
Well, this dog is in the hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. So following a golden break, let's see what he can come up with here. Look at the 9. Look at the 9 into the same pocket. Leading. How about that? 2 in a row. Yeah, that one wasn't kicked in.
Yeah, I didn't.
Just to happen, I got to tell you. And Mika knows it too.
Well, the pool players will tell you, if the rack is racked up properly, the wing ball will go in and that 9 won't move off its spot. Now, there it goes. Does anything give it a shove? Nope, it's clean in. Just had enough. Look at that. Well, we enjoyed seeing it, but from a technical point of view, Jim, you'd have to say, well, was that a well-racked rack?
Well, he can only tighten the balls. He's doing it the same every time. But these players, neither one of them, believe me, like to see that 9 moving. And it's certainly, if it's going straight into one of those corner pockets, either one, a lot of times the rack may be questionable. And it wouldn't surprise me if Immonen, just during the little reprieve there, wouldn't have just said, let's try and keep that 9 in the middle of the table.
Let's watch the 9 here. I mean, it's one thing for it to get kicked around. It's quite another for that 9 just to go wandering off like that on its own.
Absolutely correct. Look
and
at
it's going again.
It was headed to that corner pocket. And Marcus is smiling. He knows he's benefiting here. There's no way that 9's supposed to be tracking towards that corner again. But having said that, you know, he's hitting the break the same. And all things being equal, boy, that 9, had the 8 not hit it, that 9 might have just, you might have seen an instant replay of the last rack. But either way, got one off the break, and the scoreline has just gone from 6-3 to 6-6 in a matter of a couple minutes.
Yeah, if you just nipped out to put the kettle on, you're probably wondering what's been going on here. I think we're in for a longer rack now. We'll just look at Mika in his chair there. That was not a happy face at all. Hardly surprising. He's been in control of this match, and suddenly, the dead level, it's a race to 2, and it's the opponent at the table.
Yeah, the problem here for Marcus is he'd like to attack this bank, but it just doesn't give him good position to the 2. Well, that's the second time, and you saw Mika with his hand. A little bit of disgust there. Marcus missed a 1 earlier, if you'll remember, and the cue ball slid over behind the 2. Well, here he's missed another attempted bank shot. And look where the 1's gone. And again, it isn't so much that Mika doesn't have a shot, but he doesn't even have an easy reply. If the cue ball was in the middle of the table, he'd be able to stop the cue ball in behind those colors and snooker Mika. Here, all he can do is play what has to be considered a rather negative safety. Now, has he hidden the 1? If he hasn't, he might be in trouble.
Well, that body language will suggest he is in trouble. Well, I've got to tell you, Jim, Marcus has not been potting well in this match. Take out those 2 golden breaks. Mika anxious and tense, but Marcus has missed 2 or 3 shots you'd expect him to make.
Well, if he can get through to this, Mika's not going to like his next shot. Look at the 9. He's not going to like his next shot at all. That is 3 racks in a row, if you'll include the golden breaks, where the 9 has been the first ball down. Or certainly down in a shot where nothing else has been pocketed.
Played a beautiful billiard there, and another shortcut, and he's now pulled to within 1 rack of the winning post. What a turnaround in this one.
Well, Mika Immonen has just seen a number of racks go the other way, and I guarantee you, he might well get out of his chair. With Chamat breaking here, he might just have a look at the rack and make sure that the two balls directly behind the 9 are touching the 9, and that will usually stop the 9 moving, Nick, following the break. But you can see Nigel Reese, he's taken a lot of time to rack these properly. And he's had a good look at the two balls below. So obviously Mika content.
Rack 14, Marcus Chamat to break.
But this
Leaving
match
7 racks to 6.
has turned around on Mika Immonen like a rabid dog.
Well, let's see if he can patent or keep this patented break going here. Watch the 9. It's going again.
Oh, can you believe it? 3 golden breaks in 4, and look at Mika.